Chosen one, pause for a moment and let these words sink deeply into your spirit. This moment is not random. It is divine. The universe has aligned, and heaven itself is speaking directly to you. You have been set apart, called and marked for a purpose far greater than anything you have yet imagined. What you are feeling, the weight, the fatigue, the silent endurance, it has not gone unnoticed. Every trial, every lonely night, every invisible battle has been shaping you, preparing you for what lies ahead. You are not merely surviving. You are being meticulously formed for your next season. Tonight is not just another ordinary moment. It is a wake-up call, a divine interruption in the ordinary, a spiritual summons that cannot be ignored. The pain you have carried, the setbacks that seemed endless, were never wasted. Each scar is a testimony of God's work, a silent reminder that He has been fighting for you even when no one else could see. You are standing now because you were never abandoned. You were being trained, refined, and positioned. Listen carefully. Isaiah 43:19 declares, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?" The Lord is saying to you right now that a new chapter is beginning. What once seemed like wandering or waiting was preparation for alignment. And Jeremiah 29:11 reminds us, "For I know the plans I have for you," declares. The Lord plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Pause. Breathe. Let this truth penetrate every fiber of your being. You are chosen, you are seen, and you are ready, not because of perfection, but because He is faithful. If your spirit resonates with this, declare it aloud. Type amen in the comments as a sign of agreement. Stay with me until the closing prayer, for we will seal this divine awakening together. This is your call to step fully into identity, into purpose, into a life marked not by chance, but by divine intention. As you begin to process the urgency of this divine wake-up call, understand that God is not merely adjusting a few things in your life. He is turning the page. What once felt like small details or minor adjustments were never the main story. Tonight, the Creator is opening a completely new chapter, one that carries the weight of intention, purpose, and destiny. Every moment of silence, every night of unanswered questions, every path that felt uncertain has been sacred preparation. What may have seemed like wandering or waiting was in fact training for alignment. Your trials were never arbitrary. They were deliberate steps in a journey only heaven could choreograph. You have not been overlooked. While the world may have ignored your struggles or misjudged your pace, God has been meticulously positioning you. Like Ruth, widowed and left with nothing yet faithful in her steps, your obedience, even when unseen, creates ripples that heaven responds to. Ruth did not chase her destiny. She walked faithfully into it. And through her quiet perseverance, God elevated her into a lineage of kings. That same principle applies to you. The steps you have taken, the nights you have endured, the patience you have cultivated, they were never wasted. They were essential movements preparing you for a moment that has already arrived. So pause and recognize your positioning. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not insignificant. The seeming detours, delays, and silences were sacred spaces where God was refining your spirit, shaping your perspective, and strengthening your faith. Tonight is an invitation to see beyond what is visible, to understand that what the world calls waiting, God calls preparation. You are stepping into a narrative orchestrated by heaven itself, where every past hardship becomes a stepping stone to the fulfillment of your divine assignment. Your role is no longer about survival. It is about awareness, faithfulness, and readiness. The page has turned. The new chapter begins now, and your obedience, your trust, and your alignment with God's timing will write it in victory. Now that the new chapter is revealed, it is essential to understand that your steps are not random. Psalm 37:23 reminds us, "The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and He delights in His way." Every move you have made, every decision, every pause has been guided by a divine hand. Even when the world made you feel lost, unseen, or unsure. God was meticulously aligning the circumstances around you. The people you have encountered, the doors that opened or remained closed, the moments that felt coincidental, all of it is part of a precise spiritual orchestration. Heaven is weaving together every element of your journey, placing you exactly where you need to be to fulfill your calling. Trust in this alignment because it is not dependent on visibility or applause. The weight of your calling is measured by its eternal significance, not by worldly recognition. You are not defined by labels, past failures, or the expectations of others. You are defined by the truth of God, by His intimate knowledge of who you are and what He created you to carry. Your identity is not something you must prove. It is something you must receive. The Lord is not waiting for you to perform perfectly. He is waiting for your yes, your willingness to move in step with Him. When you see the world through this lens, distractions lose their power. Criticism, doubt, and comparison cannot shake the foundation that God is building within you. Every encounter, every opportunity is a signal that you are being positioned for impact. The steps you take today are not merely for your benefit. They are strategic movements that influence your destiny and the lives of others around you. So, embrace the trust that comes from knowing your life is not accidental. The path before you has been laid by God. Your steps are ordered, and your alignment with Him ensures that every decision, every action, carries eternal purpose. Walk boldly, for you are exactly where heaven wants you to be, and your obedience today is the seed of tomorrow's victory. Having recognized that your steps are divinely ordered, the next revelation is understanding the extraordinary power of a single willing yes. God does not call the perfected. He calls the willing. Your surrender, not your accomplishments, is the key that unlocks the movement of heaven in your life. Just as Isaiah responded to God with, "Here I am," send me your simple willingness, has the potential to shift seasons, open doors, and transform destinies. It is not the magnitude of your preparation, nor the clarity of your plan that God requires. It is the readiness of your heart to respond. This moment, seemingly ordinary in its quietness, is actually holy ground. Like Moses at the burning bush, the miraculous is often disguised as routine. The fire of God's presence does not always roar. Sometimes it whispers, illuminates, and calls you to step forward into the extraordinary from within the ordinary. Every delay, every trial, every season of silent endurance you have walked through was preparing you for this encounter. God has been shaping your character, refining your heart, and orchestrating circumstances to bring you exactly to this threshold. The power of saying yes lies not in what you can achieve, but in what God can do through you. One willing heart opens a conduit for divine wisdom, protection, and provision. When you release control and lean fully into obedience, the ground beneath you is transformed. Paths that seemed blocked or unclear begin to reveal themselves. The burdens you carried alone are now lifted, not because the challenges disappear, but because God walks with you, empowering you to move in alignment with His purpose. So step into this moment with courage. Know that your willingness today echoes into eternity. Your yes is not just a decision. It is a declaration that you trust God's preparation, honor His timing, and are ready to live from a place of holy surrender. The world may measure readiness by skill status or certainty, but heaven measures it by heart. Be willing. Be present. Say yes, and watch the ordinary become holy, and the holy become transformative. As you embrace the power of a willing yes, the next transformation is moving from mere survival to becoming a signal fire, visible, steady, and transformative. You are no longer simply enduring life's trials. You are a masterpiece in motion, shaped by divine hands, each scar and struggle woven into a story of resilience and purpose. The pain you once carried in silence was not wasted. It was the chiseling of character, the fire that prepared you to shine in ways the world cannot yet comprehend. Your life, once hidden in ordinary days, now radiates as a light for others who are still wandering in darkness. This signal fire does not seek attention or applause. It does not depend on platforms, numbers, or recognition. Its brilliance comes from alignment with God's intent. You're called to carry presence over performance, impact over visibility, and obedience over approval. Every step you take in faith, every act of integrity, Every choice to rise above fear and doubt feeds this fire, turning it into a beacon that guides others to hope, clarity, and purpose. You are not just surviving, you are signaling, drawing the weary, the lost, and the searching toward the warmth of God's light through your testimony. God calls you by name as he called Isaiah, Moses, and countless others whose obedience changed history. Isaiah 43:1 reminds us, "Fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name, you are mine." This is not a general call. It is personal, intimate, and urgent. The world may define you by failures, titles, or limitations, but heaven sees your unique fingerprint on history. You are chosen, you are seen, and your life has the power to ignite transformation far beyond yourself. Step fully into this calling. Allow your presence to become the signal fire it was always meant to be. Every trial, every delay, every moment of quiet endurance converges here now as God illuminates your purpose. When you embrace this truth, survival gives way to influence, and your ordinary life becomes a divine instrument of hope, guidance, and eternal impact. As your life begins to radiate as a signal fire, the next step is reclaiming your God-given identity and embracing deep surrender. You are no longer defined by what the world expects, by the roles you have performed, or by the labels that once tried to contain you. Your true identity is rooted in God's intention, not in human measurement. This is the moment to stop striving to be seen, to stop trying to perform, and to step fully into the reality that you are chosen, equipped, and deeply loved. Living from this identity is not about effort, it is about alignment. Surrender becomes the foundation of your power. It is not weakness, but the ultimate strength, the yielding that opens the door for God's glory to manifest unmistakably in your life. Like Mary of Bethany, who chose to sit at Jesus' feet while others were busy performing, you are called to presence over pressure. Choosing stillness in the midst of expectation allows divine wisdom, guidance, and glory to flow freely through you. When you abide in Him, your life becomes undeniable, not because of noise or spectacle, but because the Spirit speaks through the quiet consistency of obedience and devotion. This deep surrender shifts your perspective entirely. The burdens you once carried in isolation now become the conduit for God's power and testimony. Your influence grows not through striving, but through presence. Every action, every word, every moment of stillness contributes to the unmistakable evidence of His work in you. The world may continue to measure by achievement or visibility, but heaven measures by faithfulness and alignment. As you embrace this truth, your life becomes a vessel through which God's glory is displayed. The ordinary becomes sacred, the unseen becomes powerful, and your surrendered heart becomes the stage on which His majesty shines. In this space of identity, reclaimed and surrender fully realized, you no longer chase approval, you radiate purpose, and your life itself declares that you are chosen, aligned, and unstoppable in God's plan. As your identity is reclaimed and your surrender deepens, the next shift invites you into grace over shame and the release of burdens that have weighed heavy on your heart. Vulnerability is no longer a flaw. It is the divine access point through which God's power, wisdom, and healing flow. Every fear, every doubt, every pang of guilt you've carried is not evidence of weakness, but a doorway for God's presence to enter and transform you. In this space, your transparency becomes sacred, your openness a channel for divine alignment, and your struggles a testimony to the depth of His grace. Releasing these burdens is not optional. It is essential to stepping fully into the assignment God has placed before you. Guilt about past mistakes, fear of the unknown, and pressure about the future have no authority over the calling etched into your soul. Psalm 55:22 reminds us to cast our cares upon the Lord, and He promises to sustain us, not occasionally, but faithfully, fully, and without fail. By surrendering these weights, you free your hands to hold purpose, your feet to walk the path prepared for you, and your spirit to rise in the confidence that comes only from Him. This release reframes your calling. It is not about personal gain, recognition, or approval. Your assignment is divine. It is eternal in scope and impact, designed to touch lives, shift atmospheres, and carry heaven into the earth through you. Each act of obedience, no matter how small, becomes a ripple that moves beyond your immediate sight. As you relinquish control, you discover that God's design is more powerful than your striving, more precise than your planning, and more faithful than your fear. Walking in grace over shame transforms your inner landscape. The heaviness that once limited you now propels you. The silence that felt isolating now becomes the space for God's voice to guide you. The burdens you release are the very soil from which your divine purpose grows. Here, your life aligns with His plan. Your heart rests in His peace, and your assignment unfolds with clarity and power. You are not defined by past mistakes or future uncertainties. You are defined by His grace, and His grace is enough. As you continue to release burdens and embrace grace, your calling begins to crystallize, confirmed through Scripture and the examples of those who walked faithfully before you. Just as Elijah was restored in the quiet of the cave, moments of silence and solitude in your life are not signs of abandonment. They're spaces where God prepares, strengthens, and restores you. In the stillness, clarity emerges, faith deepens, and your next steps are illuminated not by human understanding, but by divine revelation. Your season of waiting has been purposeful. God has been moving behind the scenes, orchestrating outcomes that your eyes could not yet perceive. Like Abraham, you are walking by promise, not by clarity. You may not see the entire road ahead, and the obstacles may feel formidable, but God's promise is steadfast. Every step you take in obedience, every act of faith builds momentum for a destiny that exceeds your current understanding. The uncertainties you face are not detours. They are confirmations that God's plan is unfolding according to His timing, not yours. Each moment of hesitation, each test of faith is refining you, aligning you with the mission He has set before you. God lifts you for impact, not for ego. Your life is not a stage for self-glory, but a vessel through which heaven moves. The influence you carry is meant to transform, restore, and awaken others to their own calling. You are anointed, appointed, and sent not later, not when circumstances feel perfect, but now. Your story, your obedience, and your perseverance testify to the power of God working through you. As you recognize the alignment of your journey with His Word and the examples of the faithful, your identity as a chosen vessel solidifies. You are not just surviving, you are positioned for legacy, equipped for influence, and called to step forward boldly. The confirmation of Scripture and precedent echoes in your spirit. You are ready, you are seen, and you are deeply significant in the unfolding of God's divine plan. As your calling becomes clearer, it's essential to see your past not as a chain holding you back, but as the very preparation ground for the destiny God has carefully designed for you. Every setback, every moment of doubt, and every silent struggle has been part of the shaping process, forging resilience, refining character, and planting seeds of purpose that are now breaking through. Your history is not a disqualification. It is a testament to God's faithfulness and your readiness. Ephesians 2-10 declares that you are God's masterpiece, created for good works that He prepared in advance. This is not just comforting language. It is a declaration of intentionality. Your life is curated with divine foresight. Every experience has been orchestrated to form a vessel capable of carrying weighty, eternal purpose. Grace overpowers the shame that once sought to define you, transforming every mark of failure or regret into a symbol of resilience and victory. You are no longer measured by what the world labels as success, status, or approval. Your measure is alignment with God's plan, and it is in that alignment that your true influence emerges. Deborah's example reminds us that leadership born from alignment, not ego, carries the power to shift nations. She acted with clarity, faith, and courage, fulfilling God's call, even when societal norms would have silenced her. Likewise, your calling is about impact, not applause, about cultivating purpose that outlives you, rather than chasing fleeting recognition. Purpose rooted in God's design is eternal. Success without purpose is temporary. As you step forward, let this understanding guide your every decision, your every response, and your every act of obedience. You are no longer moving aimlessly through life. You are advancing in divine rhythm, destined to manifest a legacy that transforms, inspires, and ignites others. Your steps are not random. They are divinely orchestrated. And your destiny is not just about what you achieve, but about who you become in God's eternal narrative. As you rise into your calling, it's vital to recognize that resistance is not a signal of denial, but a confirmation that you are on the right path. The pushback, the subtle doubts, the challenges that arise when you least expect them, these are the markers of divine positioning. God often uses opposition as a refining fire, purging fear, strengthening resolve, and revealing the depth of your commitment. The very obstacles that appear threatening are in reality confirmations that you are stepping into territory that matters. Courage is stirred, not in comfort, but in the crucible of testing. Consider Esther, who stepped into a palace full of intrigue and risk, or Nehemiah rebuilding walls amid scoffing and sabotage. Their boldness was born from alignment with God, not personal ambition. Likewise, your courage is awakened when you see that the challenge ahead is not about proving yourself, but about trusting the one who called you. Every act of faith, no matter how small, is a brick in the wall of purpose you're constructing. God does not call the perfect. He qualifies the willing. Each time you choose obedience over hesitation, each moment you trust over fear, you are being refined into the instrument He designed. Romans 8:28 reminds us that even what seems broken, even what feels like setback, is woven into a tapestry of generational blessing. Your faith does not just affect your life, it resonates forward, impacting those around you, your family, and the generations to come. So when resistance arises, let it stir courage rather than despair. Let it remind you that you are chosen, prepared, and being molded into a conduit of divine influence. The refining process is not a punishment. It is a preparation for impact. Stand firm. Step forward. Your willingness now is what transforms opposition into opportunity, fear into faith, and trials into testimonies that echo far beyond your own lifetime. Stepping into your divine assignment requires more than moments of inspiration. It demands a life rooted in daily obedience. Your calling is not reserved for grand stages or spotlight moments. It is lived and proven in the ordinary, unseen places where your faith meets action. Every small act of integrity, every choice to extend grace, every decision to lead with love is a brick in the legacy God is building through you. The significance of your life is measured not by recognition, but by consistency in doing what aligns with His purpose. True alignment grows in the quiet rhythm of everyday devotion. Starting your mornings in stillness, anchoring your heart to His voice before the noise of the world can shape your perspective, sets the tone for divine direction. Pay attention to what stirs your spirit. These are the invitations God is whispering. Whether it is forgiving someone quickly, speaking encouragement, setting boundaries to protect your peace, or simply showing up fully in your responsibilities, each step demonstrates faith in action. Slow growth is honored when it is rooted in obedience. The unseen work is just as sacred as the visible impact. Trusting God's timing is essential. You are not being asked to force doors open or manufacture opportunities. Heaven orchestrates the right people, places, and moments, and your task is to walk faithfully in the spaces before you, trusting the unfolding of His plan. As you choose alignment daily, you transform ordinary spaces, the workplace, the family table, the moments of quiet reflection into platforms of divine influence. Your consistent yes, even in small matters, shifts atmospheres, plants seeds for generational impact, and strengthens your readiness for larger assignments. So, step forward with confidence. Let your daily obedience be the signal that heaven's rhythm is alive in you. Faithful presence, humble action, and unwavering trust are the hallmarks of those chosen to carry God's purpose. In living this way, you are not just participating in your calling, you are becoming the vessel through which His plans unfold one faithful day at a time. As you stand at the threshold of this moment, the call is not merely to listen, but to step into active surrender. This is your invitation into a sacred space where heaven meets earth, where your yes becomes the catalyst for transformation. You are being asked to lay down the burdens of shame, fear and doubt, the weights that have kept your steps hesitant and your vision clouded. Each of these has been a tool for refining, but now it is time to release them fully into the hands of the one who sees your heart, knows your purpose, and has prepared you for this season. Renounce the whispers that have tried to diminish your identity. Speak to every fear that has attempted to dictate your future, declaring that it no longer has authority over you. Let doubt fall away like leaves in the wind and make room for clarity, courage, and divine boldness to rise. In this moment, choose presence over performance, surrender over striving, and alignment over compromise. Declare your readiness to step into the path God has set before you, knowing that He has gone ahead to prepare every step, every encounter, and every opportunity. As you pray, let your spirit receive renewed vision. See your calling not as a distant dream, but as a living reality, unfolding through your obedience. Feel the courage to act on the smallest nudges, knowing that every faithful choice echoes into eternity. Ask for strength, like Gideon, wisdom, like Deborah, faith, like Abraham, and resilience, like Paul, tools to walk boldly in the life you were created to lead. Let the power of God's presence saturate your heart, aligning your will to His, sealing your identity as chosen, called, and sent. Now commit with your own voice. Yes, Lord, I step forward. I surrender. I receive. I am walking in alignment with your eternal purpose. Hold this declaration as a covenant with heaven, a signal that you are ready to live fully in the calling placed upon you. Finally, mark this moment with action. Comment below, I'm walking it out as a testimony of commitment. Subscribe to remain connected to guidance meant for your path. And carry this blessing with you. Stay rooted in faith. Stay faithful to the journey. And remember, you are chosen, you are called, and you are never alone. Let your life now become the evidence of His plan unfolding.